Well, happy Friday. I hope everybody's doing okay today. My name's Sherry. I am the owner at Essentially Zen Shop and at Ovid and Lane. Ovid and Lane being in Charlottesville, and our flagship store, sister store, and studio where I make all my stuff is in Stanton, down in the wharf. But today we are at Ovid and Lane, and we're going to talk about something that you may or may not have ever really thought of, right? So everybody knows at this point, right? I am a soap maker, and we make our soap in our studio over in Stanton, and we sell them at both places. So our soap is made, it is a cold process bar. Look it up if you want to know what that is. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to cure. Some soaps take a year to cure. So the ones that we sell are 4 to 6 week cure times before we even put it on the shelf for you guys. And that way it's a good, hard, lathery bar. One thing that we want to make sure, if you are using handmade soap, and I can tell you a million reasons why you should use handmade soap, right? So number one, if it comes in a plastic bottle and it's liquid, it is probably a detergent. So basically it's a scented Tide Pod in a plastic container. And if you think about hauling all those containers in the big trucks, using all the gas to all the places that it goes, and all the energy that takes, plus the fact that it is made in huge batches and sits on the shelf for a long time. It's made to be shelf stable, and it includes a lot of fillers, things that aren't good for us, petroleum products, and one of the biggest things are called phthalates, and it's a funny spelling word, but it is a scent preservative because they don't know how long that stuff's going to be on the shelf. So think about this when you're buying soap from places like Ollie's or somewhere like that. And I don't mean to trash Ollie's. I shop there too for things, just not stuff I eat or put on my body. So today, here's the soap. This one is one of my favorites. It is called Nag Champa. Not Nag Champa, like my husband said the first time. It's definitely a hippie scent. It's got a lot of patchouli. It literally smells like incense. It smells like incense, but it's so good. It's a great bar. Square. It weighs about 4.5 ounces. But a lot of people say, well, my soap, it goes so fast. Like I only get a few showers out of it. And first of all, that's a lot of lathering. And second of all, it's probably because you're not storing it correctly between uses. So today we're going to talk about, that's a long way to go, to talk about soap dishes. So if you ever come in and you buy handmade soap and I ask you if you have a good soap dish, I'm not just trying to man, I'm trying to sell you something else. But I'm also trying to help you kind of make sure that soap stays longer. You shouldn't leave it in the shower where anything drips on it. It should definitely not sit in a vessel that has water, because if you've ever used that, it's just gooey and kind of gross. It'll still clean you, but basically it's breaking the soap down back into oil and a liquid. And after the sodium hydroxide has already done its thing to make it soap. So we have a few favorites in our shop. One of my very favorites is a fan. She does pottery, and she came and she brought us some very beautiful ceramic ones. These are signed by her, and I'm almost sold out of these, so I kind of almost need to get some more. But this is a great soap dish. If you can see, there is some air in between there, even if you set it like this, okay? But you still don't want any water left down in the soap dish. It's gonna kind of dissolve away those corners. But it's still my favorite, and it's locally made. Shop local, support your artists. My second favorite soap dish is this biodegradable soap dish. Just so you know, it looks like plastic. It sounds like plastic, right? These little jobbies come out of here if you give it a good tug for cleaning. This is made out of bamboo pulp. So it is biodegradable. This can go in the landfill, and within a year or two, it is no more. So these are some of our favorites. Like I said, it may or may not go with your decor in your bathroom, and that's fine. So we have other options. I pulled the trigger one night and found this Mama Jamma. Okay, I don't know if you can see. It's like this. It has holes in it. So you can see. It has holes in it, and your soap sits flat or not flat. It has some air in there. Any and all water will drip right through, and yeah, so that's a good one. And this is kind of gonna match a lot of people's bathroom, I think. The next one is a mini. It's a little mini of this guy, and I thought he was super cute. So it fits like one soap, unless you're like sharing a bathroom with somebody and they have a different kind of soap. This would fit too, but this one is a mini, and it just does one. It sits cute. Same thing, holes in the bottom. Keep your soap dry. You can see between there. Awesome. Now, I have been in like soap groups and stuff on Facebook, and there's a gentleman who makes these absolutely lovely, super simple, does the job soap dishes. And every once in a while, he's up in the Pacific Northwest, and every once in a while he'll come across some really cool wood. Sometimes it's beech wood, sometimes it's pine, sometimes it's whatever. But this is a zebra wood soap dish. I think it's quite handsome, and it leaves the most room. Can you see? You can see daylight through there, right there. So this is very important. If you come to the shop, any of the shops, and you want to try our soap, I'm going to ask you, do you have a good soap dish? And that's why. If you have any questions about the shop, things that we offer, or about me or how we came along or whatever, give me a shout out and give us a follow on the Insta. It's at Shop Ovid, Ovid Lane, Lane. And y'all have a great day.